I am the 38th Police Commissioner for Bengaluru City. 37 Police Commissioners have worked. But if you take out 2 persons are repeated, so if that is taken out, it should be about 36th or so. So all previous commissioners, it has been in existence since 1963. So we are in the 60th year of police commissionerate system in Bangalore. The post itself has a lot of charm, challenge and aura, and a lot of powers also are vested because we have the executive ministerial powers also. So over the years, the Bengaluru City Police has evolved, grown, and all commissioners have contributed for this growth and evolution and all that. So I cannot say that it is my initiatives or my this thing, but definitely whatever have been there in Bengaluru City Police laid down by the previous commissioners, we are continuing that one. When I took over, the main this thing was with regard to the Safe City project, which was being implemented. Phase 1 was completed and phase 2 was underway. So it's a very ambitious project. Government of India and Government of Karnataka have jointly funded this project. It's a 667 crore project. So I started handholding it. That's a major thing, and nearly about 7,500 cameras will be put up all across the city. The new command center is going to come up in the next 1 month probably. The new command center will start functioning. So all our existing whatever control room and other activities were there, our 112 Hoysala control room and all, it will all move to the new command center. So these 7,500 cameras which are put up across the city, at the back end it has artificial intelligence and facial recognition, then automatic number plate recognition is there. So we hope that this will be a game changer for city policing. This is happening, plus as things go on on an everyday basis, we have been trying and experimenting. The basic idea is to make it police to be people friendly. At police stations they should address the problems and issues of the common people. So that's why I have told when I joined that our otherwise generally there is a perception that police will only look after or they give respect only to the powerful and the mighty people, the real estate people, and these kind of things were there. That's why I said entertain the common man who comes to the police station. In fact, he is our VIP. VIP doesn't mean very important person. It can be very insignificant person also. So we should cater to the needs of a very insignificant person who comes directly to the police station, who has nobody to go to. So you entertain them. Public feedback system in every police station in Bangalore City, including the traffic police stations also, women police stations also. So whoever walks into the police station, he can independently and in a very simple and speedy way give his feedback about what happened, how he was treated in the police station, whether his complaint was attended to or not, whether he is satisfied with the delivery of service of the policeman or police station. And he can also give rating of his perception of the police station function. So, and he can also leave his comments also, that such and such a person did attend to me properly, or he is satisfied with the performance of that person, or there was some harassment, high-handedness, there was delay in attending to his complaint. Whatever he feels like he can give. It's an independent way of giving. So we are given a QR code in the police station, so you can just scan the QR code, and then just about 12 to 14 questions are there, simple questions, so you can just answer it and leave it. So at the back end all this gets aggregated, and up to commissioner's level we monitor it from both angles. One is whoever has got a good rating in every month, we are going to appreciate and give appreciation letter to him in the monthly service parade. So that we have started. Like last month, Hanman Nagar police station inspector, they got the highest rating in all the police stations across the city. So the police inspector and the concerned staff who was looking after Loka Spandana, they were honored and appreciation letters were given. Similarly, who have got the lowest rating or any negative comments are there, they also will be counseled at the first instance, and in case there is no improvement, then probably we may have to warn and take disciplinary action also. And we also have to understand why that kind of rating is there. There are some police stations which are very heavy, very overburdened. So generally people coming there may have to wait for some time. So that leads to delay, and delay leads to dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction may lead to negative comments. So all these things is analyzed, and in a scientific manner we can appreciate the police functioning and then try to see where we need to focus upon. The general suggestions I have seen, more than suggestions, if you ask the negative comments, it's generally about delay. So I go to the police station and police did not respond to this thing immediately or something like that. Otherwise, by and large, nearly about 85-87% of the people have given positive, satisfactory comments. Positive. So the rating is about 85%, 87% satisfaction. No, I understand that. We are aware of it. Not that
feedback is not actually.
I understand it. Even when you go to the hotel also or any this thing, this feedback is taken. And many times they do advertise themselves. Please give a positive feedback and all that. To that extent, it is okay. But beyond that, we understand. We know that this is possible, and there is a little bit of this thing will be there. But even otherwise, that's why focused more is on the negative comments. Number one. And second thing is, when you aggregate all these things, you get a picture of which is it is basically a comparative this thing. Like this police station, they are rating everybody high, and this police station, the rating is continuously low, which means there is something wrong there. So we know the dynamics of it. And corollary to it, I will tell you another story. One of my own friend, he is an advocate. So he met me recently. So he had gone to a police station for some complaint along with his client about 5-6 months back. And the treatment there was not satisfactory. A little bit of high-handed kind of a behavior, arrogant, rude behavior was there. And then they had gone again after just a month back or something like that. So the behavior had completely changed, and they asked them to sit down, talk to them very politely, very respectfully and all that. After coming out, the client was surprised and he was asking, how come last 6 months back it was like this and now it has become like this and all that. So he was trying to appreciate me. Then I said it's not because of that, and it's because of our Loka Spandana. They all want positive feedback. So the behavior, this thing has improved to a certain extent. It's a continuous process. We have to see, and we have to. I mean, the persons who get a lower rating, they are called and counseled. Why? I mean, if in case
he has behaved because of delay. That's what you're saying.
Mainly, but there could be other reasons also. So whatever it is there, we analyze it. And similarly, many people do not know, even for our Hoysala also. It has been there. Not that we have introduced now, but it has been there. We have 243 Hoysala petrol vehicles in Bengaluru city. We have the ASI level officers manning these Hoysala petrol vehicles. If you know, first when I took over, we went and patrolled. All our DCPs, ACPs, inspectors, everybody went on patrolling duty. So we realized, understood what exactly, how it functions, what happens and all that. Lot of gaps were there. We try to fill up those things. Like for example, earlier even head constables used to go as patrol officers. So I said, no, it should be an officer. So now only ASI and above officers go as patrol officers. If ASI is not available, sub-inspector can go, but not head constable. So in that one, we have a very robust 112 command center is there, where call takers are there, and we take the calls, and our response right from call taking to dispatch of vehicle and reaching the spot is about 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes. And in that also there is a feedback call which goes to the caller who called, and the rating is taken. They can rate the service of the patrol officer, whether his problem was addressed, whether they came to the spot quickly, whether what follow-up action was there, or whether they satisfied, and they rate the performance of the assistant sub-inspector who attends the call and goes to the spot. So there also again same thing, we see who all have done well. If anybody is getting continuously low rating, we call him and counsel him, warn him, And in certain cases we may change also. In case he is not able to come up to the mark, we may change also. Similarly, now we have introduced, they also will be given appreciation during the monthly parades. So they are also called, whoever has got the highest rating for that particular month, he is also called and honored and felicitated. True, it's a number game. So in number game should not be the priority as far as public complaints and crimes are concerned.
But do you
In fact,
agree
number
that
should.
all complaints should be registered?
Yes,
I mean,
definitely all complaints should be
But
registered.
then if it becomes an FIR, then the court gets involved. I mean,
Yes.
can you resolve it at the police station level? I'm just
No,
asking your opinion.
the law demands that every cognizable offence has to be registered, has to be investigated, and it has to go to the court. Logical end is that one. So we have to adhere to the law of the land. We have no other option.
Not registering can also be counterproductive.
You don't know the real picture. You don't know really what is happening there. The crimes may be there, like for example, mobile snatching, chain snatching. If people do not complain, if complaints are not registered, you don't know what is this thing. So only if the crimes are registered, we know that this particular place there are more number of crimes, more number of policemen may be required, or what other activities are. Maybe we may go for CCTV cameras. So all these things will follow. See, in my opinion, as long as the society is there, there will be crime. So you cannot, the society cannot be devoid of crime. And same thing, even the crime reporting also. As long as crimes are there, there are people to report. People like to read about crime. Crime is a very, rochakate anta kannadalli ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, indulging. And crime control is like, in my opinion, is like shaving. Nobody can say that I have eradicated crime from the city or from a jurisdiction, controlled it completely and removed it. It's like shaving. You have to shave every day. If you don't shave one day, it will grow a little bit. If you leave it like that, it will become like this. If it allow it to grow, then all these maggots and all will this thing there. So it is like that. No, but if you go by that, may be a perception, but statistically murders are coming down. In fact, all traditional crimes are coming down. We are seeing a shift from traditional crimes to modern conventional crimes to unconventional crimes, like cyber crimes, economic offences. We say bloodless crime, bloody crimes to bloodless crimes, bloodless, faceless, borderless, anonymous crimes. There is a British maxim which says nothing is a crime unless there is blood. So we have moved far, far away from that. Now there is absolutely no, crime, forget about the blood, even crime scene is not there. So those type of the crimes, especially the cyber crimes, white collar crimes and all that, there is no crime.
No, but then the other spectrum of those that should be not have those kind of crimes in Bangalore. Cutting of bodies, for disposal, the horrendous crimes. We could not even fathom.
Not only in Bangalore, even in other places also. Generally, the trend is that traditional crimes are declining. Like I was joint CP crime in 2011, 12 and all that. Those days, chain snatching was a big menace in Bangalore city. Now, chain snatchings have reduced. Now we have little bit of mobile snatching and all that. But that is everywhere universally ubiquitous thing. Everybody is carrying, so sometimes they snatch it and dispose it quickly. But otherwise, traditional crimes are down, statistically speaking. And it's not only in Bangalore, but across the country, probably. Because traffic police cannot solve traffic problems. The solutions lie in the realm, or the problems lie with the other departments also. Basically, Bengaluru city has the problem of large number of vehicles. We have nearly about 1.2 crore vehicles registered in Bengaluru city as on today. Plus, you add the other vehicles which come from outside. So we have a huge, the roads are limited on the other end. The vehicles are increasing exponentially. So the capacity problem is a major issue which we are facing. And what traffic police can do, we are doing. That is basically to regulate the traffic. We can put signalizing the junctions. then ban right turns, create one ways, create no parking zones. These are some of the regulatory enforcement this thing which we are doing. In addition to that, we are also working with the other departments, the BBMP, the BESCOM, the BMTC. These are the agencies which are required for any urban transport mobility. So we are working with them and trying to resolve the issues wherever it is required. But it's a Herculean challenge. The days when what you told, the smooth flow of traffic was during COVID. We have come back to pre-COVID because already all the even the IT sector and corporates also, they are shifting from work from home to work from office. So. Yeah, I agree with you. See, as far as traffic management is concerned, no, that's what I'm going to tell now. As far as traffic this thing is concerned, there are three ironies which are involved. Number one is that everybody has an opinion about traffic. Just like cricket in India, everybody has an opinion. They will comment about Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli that he should have played like this, like that, and all. The traffic is also like that. So, second thing is, as far as traffic is concerned, everybody thinks that the other person is responsible for it. So, like I will be sitting in my BMW in a huge vehicle, and I will be commenting on some rickshaw fellow, auto rickshaw fellow, or person going on a motorcycle, and I'll be cursing him and blaming him that he is not wearing helmet, he is not doing this thing. He himself will not be wearing seat belt. So he will be commenting on that one. Third thing is, everybody thinks that traffic rules apply to others, not to himself. So these are the three contradictions with which we have to work. This is basically a kind of a mindset. The Indian mindset is like that. Traffic ultimately is a matter of habit. The good habits or the bad habits are going to stay. Like in Western countries, the moment you sit, his hand goes like this to the seat belt. So because their mental this thing is hardwired like that one. Unfortunately, in India, whatever you say, they will put the seat belt at the back and then plug it. If you new vehicles have come with a alert mechanism, they put some additional this thing so that alert doesn't come. So that habitually we are trained like that. That's why we are trying to change that mindset. For that we need to go to the school level, catch them young basically. So school level we are planning to we are advocating that traffic safety should be a school curriculum subject. It should be taught in the schools. What is traffic safety? What is road behavior? What is good road behavior? So we are also writing along with the syllabus what we think is good for the students to know, so that by the age he becomes 18, when he becomes eligible to drive a vehicle or ride a motorcycle, he should know, all these things should be ingrained in his mind. Why helmet is required, what is the significance of following traffic rules, why we should follow traffic rules. If it is ingrained, then the same habit will continue, and they will also become influences to their parents. Many times I worked in traffic also. We took up this helmet issue very seriously and went to the schools and told the children that why helmet is important for your parents and all that. Many students said, no, without helmet I will not come on your scooter to go to the school. So that change we need to bring in. Drugs on campus is a big menace, it is there. Drugs is another major challenge which we are facing, handling and trying to tackle. But as far as drugs is concerned, two things are there. One is easy availability, but more than that, easy acceptability in the society, especially in the younger generation, in the new generation. Gone are the days when drugs were only for the rich and those who are having money and other things who can afford all these things. But now it is easily available and easily acceptable also, because people, youngsters especially, they see the Western countries and get influenced by that one. Many countries have made certain drugs decriminalized. So these kind of things, they think that drugs are safe, drugs are harmless, I can indulge in it. And many places there is acceptability also within the peer group that the younger generation is feeling with. So one new young generation is getting affected by this one. So we are appealing that it is not just a crime problem, no longer a police problem, it's a societal problem. So it has to be society versus drugs, not just police versus drugs or police versus youngsters. No, youngsters we are not considering them as abusers or criminals. We don't want to criminalize the youngsters, but we want to help them, we want to groom them and then show them the right direction. So if basically harm reduction is our main policy. So that's why we are telling that we will not book cases against the consumers, which earlier we used to do. We can build a case based on whatever information he has got, but we need not unnecessarily criminalize. What he requires is help, not penal action. So we don't want to penalize them. But at the same time, we are trying to come down heavily on the drug peddlers as such. So our seizures have increased many fold. All our officers are proactively collecting information and coming down very heavily on these drug peddlers, not just those who are pushing cannabis, but also even other synthetic drugs and other things. Many foreigners are involved. We are booking cases against them. Many have been deported also with the help of the central agencies. We are deporting the foreign elements who are trying to push drugs into our streets. Joint Commissioner is in touch with the education senior officers. We are writing letters to them, and we have also prepared our own syllabus. Basically, we want it to be taught right from primary school level. Plus, we have also done an analysis of the persons who indulge in accidents. They are all either primary school, secondary, dropouts and these kind of things, which means that at that level only we should start it.
And from when do you want to start it in the coming academy?
It's for the government to decide. No? So we are only, requesting them to start, and we are telling with reasons also.
Recently, you suspended one of the inspectors, and he was posted at the CID.
I'm sorry.
You suspended one of the inspectors. He was posted to CID.
No, there is just a little bit of what should I say? Not even communication gap, because I suspended and at the same time his transfer order came. It was coincidental. It was not.
Did you write to the government that?
Every transfer order goes. Every suspension order goes to the DG and IGP. They have to ratify it and all that. That procedural this thing is there. But then in the interim, when I suspended and when the report went to the chief office, in the interim he was transferred. So it is because of lack of clarity in that matter.
So
Not because of other reasons.
His posting, or is still posted at CID?
Who?
Happens? That inspector?
No, he has been suspended. He cannot report. He cannot report.
The 3 terrorists that you arrested from RT Nagar.
5.
We didn't get the details. 5, sorry. We didn't get further details on what module was that and.
No, the investigation is still on. The main thing there is that one of the prime accused is not in India. He is sitting outside India. Only when he is caught, the persons whom we caught were acting under his directions basically. So generally these people are very clever and they are very smart in operating. So they share information with their lower ranks on a need to know basis. So each person knows little bit about this thing, but nobody knows the entire thing. So we need to proceed further in that one. Investigation is going on. We are also in touch with the central agencies for their cooperation. So we are actively engaged with that case.
Has radicalization come down over the years, because you've been in intelligence for, I think you had the longest stint. Instances of radicalization?
It's a difficult question to answer. Radicalization is there. Radicalization, we cannot say that it's not there. It is there. In our jails, radicalization is happening. In social media, radicalization is there. They use different methods for radicalization. So at the same time, the society also has to counter it. Yes, social media has to be monitored mainly because not only from the perspective of this radicalization, but even we are seeing that many of the law and order issues, if not law and order disturbances, but even issues emanate from social media. Many times some innocuous post in a social media could hurt the sentiments of some people. They will come to the police station. So it becomes a police issue. So actively we have to monitor social media. With that intention only we have expanded our social media monitoring capabilities. Now in city, if you take up every DCP office, there is a technical team which used to deal with the technical aspects like mobile phone and other things. Now we have trained them in social media monitoring. They do the monitoring, and even at every police station level, 1 or 2 constables, they are trained in social media monitoring. Social media monitoring would mean that basic things of looking at certain posts which can be which can create problems from the policing perspective. And at the commissioner's office level, we have a very robust social media team, well trained, well equipped, and they monitor it very actively at a much higher level using certain tools and technologies also. So at every level it is going on.
So it's almost like patrolling cyber media.
It's what we call cyber patrolling. Cyber patrolling. Yeah, absolutely, without infringing into anybody's this thing. Basically, we need to. It has grown exponentially, huge. This thing. One single agency or one single person cannot do it, even if he wants to. So everybody has to chip in. What I see in my mobile may not be seen in someone else's mobile in his social media profile. So everybody has to chip in, and then we see which post can create problem, which post can disturb our issue. Like for example, even traffic also, many things we come to know through the social media channels. So even for that also, traffic police also has a very robust social media this thing, and they also engage with the community. They proactively inform if there is any slow moving traffic, if there is any jam, some vehicle breakdown is there. So they immediately inform the people through their Twitter handles and their Facebook posts and all that, so that people know.
Some of your exposts also become, go viral because they're so witty.
Which one?
Some of these your exposts.
Twitter, yeah, he access Twitter. Yeah, cybercrimes are a major concern. Like I have said earlier also, every third person in India is a victim of cybercrime in one way or the other. Anybody here? Anybody is a victim or anybody has been? Nobody? That is surprising. So in one way or the other, every third person is a victim of cyber fraud. So what is required here is we need to generate sufficient awareness. Basically, cyber awareness would mean it is nothing but abundant common sense. People fall prey to cyber crimes because their common sense takes a back seat. Because even when he might have not just senior police officers, senior politicians, senior bureaucrats, retired bureaucrats, it is surprising. And I have one instance wherein one maybe person in his 60s. So his insurance has expired sometime in 2011 or so, and some call has been made that you have to renew your insurance, that this is the premium and all that. And then they started engaging with him slowly and gradually. The transaction did not take place. You have to do it again, you have to do this again. Then they said you can get a better this thing premium out of it, you can invest in this one. And they have continuously engaged with him. Can you imagine how much money he has lost? It's in 5 crore. It's 5 crore. It's an active case. I'm not bluffing, or I'm not talking out of that. Sorry? It's very difficult to find out these cyber criminals. We have to accept that one. So that is the thing. I mean, when you go to a market, if you want to purchase some coconut also, you just tap it, see it from all angles, whether it's okay or not. I don't know what happens when they are dealing with their mobile phones, where that common sense goes. They just click on some unwanted link. They give their personal details just like they are sharing with their, close friend, what they are not supposed to give. So common sense is the main. Cybercrime detection is very less. That's why now generally we are not focusing much on detection. 2 things we are focusing. One is awareness, generate awareness, because it's very rampant, very, very vast and very, very huge. And second thing is, whoever is a victim of cyber fraud, he should report it immediately. That's why we have introduced that 1930 toll-free number, national toll-free number. Actually, the experimentation began in Bengaluru City only 1 year back. We started it with cyber incident report. Through our 112, we started asking people to immediately report any cyber crime whenever they come to know of it. Because like in traffic accidents, we have this golden hour principle, wherein within 1 hour, if the injured is shifted to the police, so to the hospital, his chance of survival or recovery are more. Similarly, in cybercrime also, there is a principle of 1 hour, golden hour principle basically. So if within 1 hour or as quickly as possible of you knowing that you have become a cyber crime victim, if you report it, then we can block the account from where that money has moved to which account, to the account of the cyber criminal. Because once the money is gone, it is gone. It's very difficult to trace because it goes into multiple mule accounts. In India, there are people who are willing to give their bank accounts on hire, and then the KYC norms are not very stringently followed despite so many government directives also. So once it goes into these multiple accounts across different states or different countries, it's difficult to trace it back. That's why if a person immediately calls earlier that was cybercrime incident report. So now that it was successful, the government of India has launched this 1930 toll-free number. If a person is a victim of cyber fraud, all he has to do is just call this 1930 toll-free number and give the details, how it happened, what is the mobile number through which the call came, and what is the bank account number to which they asked, or the UPI ID number, whatever details he has got, share it with the team, and immediately at the back end the account will be frozen. There will be put on technical hold. Once the account is frozen, the money remains there, and then the follow-up procedure will be there. We ask him to go to the nearest police station. We also indicate which police station he can go to and give a complaint, and once the complaint is given as per the procedures, it is easier to get back the money. And a huge amount of money has been kept on, has been technical hold or frozen once this system has been introduced. It's a very useful system. So crime registration, then detecting the accused and all that, because nobody is interested. Even when if you become a victim of cyber fraud, you are not interested who has done it. All you want is that your hard-earned money has to come back. So this system is there. In addition to that, we are not detecting these crimes. We are detecting very big frauds cases and all that. And our people are going across the country to arrest these accused. There are people who are sitting in Bharatpur, who are sitting in Jamtara, who are sitting in other places, Meerut and so many other places. And they are not highly technically qualified individuals. All they are good at is they are smart talkers and very street smart con men. So what they are good at is not technical engineering but social engineering. So they talk to you so entice you with their words and all that, that you start sharing your personal details very easily. So that's their strength. Yes, it's happening.
Is it happening here or?
Yeah, it's happening here. Bangalore, as you said, it's a IT hub, it's a IT capital, it's a startup capital, and it's Silicon Valley of India. We are the pioneers as far as cyber crimes are concerned. We are the first one to set up a cyber lab in Bangalore in our CID. First one to start cyber police station in the whole country. And we have our CCITR in CID, which is a very state-of-the-art cyber training and research center. It has all the latest tools and technologies what is required. In addition to that, even every commissionerate and every district in the state also has been equipped with the required tools and technologies. We have the concept of Sen police station. Every district has a Sen police station. And in Bengaluru City, we have 8 Sen police stations. Every division in Bengaluru City has a Sen police station. It's cyber, economics and narcotics police station, but it mainly deals with cyber fraud cases. Now recently, we have also started registering complaints at the police station, regular police station level also. Because otherwise earlier people had to go to the Sen police stations and to register, but now we are telling nearest police station, you go and register it wherever you do for public convenience. The investigation may be transferred to other higher levels, like if it is of serious nature, the Sen police station of the division can do the investigation, or if it is of still higher nature or threshold, then the cybercrime police station, which is for the entire city, which is under the CCB, they can investigate, or if it is a very high-end crime matter, then the CID can pitch in. So it's a layered approach is there. For cyber crimes, like I said, the 1930 system is working very well. At the back end, once the account is frozen, then it is easier to proceed further. We can incorporate EFR also to cyber crimes. But as of now, it is for the vehicle. To be frank, I need to fully study the whole this thing. It's a very vast document, and being in field executive policing, it's difficult to get that much of time. But yes, the Parliament is seized of the matter. It is the privilege of the Parliament to decide about it.
For us, it's very confusing because the sections are completely new. 302 murder is something else, no? What is it? 302 is no longer murder. We were discussing the other day.
420 is not 420. That's the best thing. There are two things here. One is to solve cybercrime cases, it is not that you require higher cyber knowledge or technical knowledge or anything like that. It basically requires crime detection techniques and methodologies, number one. Because most of the information we need to get from the intermediaries and the service providers. That doesn't require any cyber knowledge as such. But yes, there are certain things like hacking, intellectual property. So these are the areas wherein we may require some expert assistance and support. So that's why we have the facility, or we have the option of taking outside help. So the other experts can pitch in. So there is a provision for that in our investigation expenditure, and we have some consultants working with us.
So in ethical hackers who rope with?
I don't know.
Ethical hackers.
That ethical hacker name itself is a misnomer. So we can say cyber experts.
You recently arrested a very interesting person. Praveen wrote about it. Triple IT.
That reward coupons. Yeah. That's an interesting case. There are many such cases solved by the Bengaluru
Maybe
City
you
Police.
can use his services to find them out.
The best option is sneaky.
Okay. What's happening to that case? Bitcoins with CCTV?
I don't know. You have to call Salim and interrogate.
No, but it's being handled by CCTV, no? Not by CID.
CID. Now it's CID. No? It's at CID. Police booths means what? Our safety islands.
Yeah.
Safety.
Yeah, I see you.
Apat Bandhava. We are named it Apat Bandhava.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they are there. They are going to be, 30 have been set up, another 20 will come. Basically, this is kind of a last resort. If a person, it is under nearby only, it's not that only for women, but even anybody for that matter. During extreme distress situation, if he doesn't have anything, even a mobile phone also, then that is the last resort kind of a thing. Like it happened with Maldivian national recently, about 2 months back. He had come here for a football match, and he goes to Garda Mall, and all his belongings went away with the cab in which he came there. He didn't have anything to, even report also. So somebody suggested, and he pressed the button, and the moment he pressed, our command center took complete control of the situation, and they, within 4 hours, they identified the cab in which he had come, who is the driver, and all his belongings, including his passport, currency, mobile phone, laptop, everything was returned to him.
So the response is good.
It's good. It's good.
So some years back there was this.
That doesn't mean that the usage should go up. Usage we want that should not be there. There should not be a situation, that kind of a distress situation for anybody that he had to go and reach that.
So before COVID, malls and FIR kiosk competition. Iವಾಗ ಅದೇನೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. Is there any plan to?
We have moved to EFIR.
Oh, okay.
It was a similar concept at that time. In 2010-11, it was conceptualized. But over a period of time, once the technology has improved, connectivity and communication technologies have improved, now we are moving towards EFIR. So it's the same concept basically.
Sir, any proposal?
EFIR or even 1930, all these things are the same. Yeah, they have already accepted, and 2454 strength has been sanctioned, and the Jew also was out 3 days back. So we are going to get 5 traffic police stations and 6 women police stations. In addition to that, police stations where like I said, where they are overburdened, either in terms of number of crimes or in terms of law and order duties, like our main police stations, Superpet and High Grounds and these type of police stations. The strength also is being increased. It's going to happen in 2 phases, first year and second year. In the next 2 years, we are going to get 2,454 posts. They have all migrated to cyber world.
So has it come down, sir?
It has come down. Yeah, it has come down. Because not many people carry cash on. It's again a policy decision, but the city is homogeneous. Bengaluru city, unlike the other cities where they have more than one commissioner like Chennai and all, Bengaluru city is a homogeneous entity. So,
But the city has expanded, I mean, every which way. We keep traveling and Bangalore is still not ended. So do you think that there should be one officer, one...
That's why I said this is everybody can have their own opinion, but ultimately it is
No,
the
what is your
government's
opinion?
opinion.
What is your opinion?
I gave my opinion that it's the Bangalore is a homogeneous city. To track even safe city also, we have a huge component of facial recognition. All these cameras which we have put up, 7,500 cameras, many of them have the facial recognition capabilities. They have been placed strategically. It's protected. We have our own servers, and they are having all the security protocols. Whoever is stressed, I ask them to come and talk to me, so I discuss them.
Automatically.
No, jokes apart, stress is a individual matter of individual these things. See, a situation which is stressful to one person may not be stressful to another person. So it has to be individual centric. We have the counselors in the police department. If you may not be knowing, but we have the counselors. So anybody has that type of a situation, internally we do counsel them. They can go talk to them and all that. Plus, more importantly, police department is a disciplined force. It's a uniform force. That camaraderie and that homogeneity within the service. Many times, if anybody is having the difficulties and all that, the others will automatically, come to his support. That I have seen working at every level.
Personally, how do you face this, sir, if you're not doing policing?
By talking to media.
Actually, I've never seen him stressed. Whatever posting I've met him, I've never seen him stressed. He's quite cool.
That's why again it's an individual matter.
But I do not know whether you don't show it or I don't know.
The other day somebody was asking media person, sir, pressure idea anta. Idiyappa 140/90. It is destiny basically. I wanted to be in public service because my father was a government servant, not necessarily police service, but wanted to be in government service, public service. So incidentally, I joined the Indian Police Service. In service, yes, it requires some personal and family sacrifices also. Not that it is honky-dory everywhere and all the time. Like if you ask me, in my case, my engagement was postponed by 1 day. Because of this thing. I could not attend both my sons' naming ceremonies. I could not attend. So that's why generally, mainly because of job and other things, not because of any other things. So it happens like that. So you have to, factor into all these things and work. So that's why generally I don't, deny leave to anybody. When something is denied to you, you be more liberal and more generous in that one. So I never denied leave to anybody, and that is the reason why even for the birthdays now we are sending a greeting card to all the staff whoever is having a birthday, and we insist that the leave should be given to him on that particular day. So every police station, whoever is having a birthday, his or her birthday, a call goes from the commissioner's office wishing them for birthday, and they also ask whether a leave has been given, and we have instructed all the inspectors also that mandatory leave should be
I
sanctioned.
think even you should consider for wedding anniversaries also, not only birthdays. Wedding anniversaries.
You start in this one. Staff shortage, yes, staff shortage is there, but then it is a kind of a, what should I say? It's like a matter of perception also. We cannot get to the staff which we want. Whatever number of people or this thing is given, you may feel short of it end of the day. But then you have to devise your own methods of, optimally utilizing the available staff, whatever is there, like use of technology, use of cameras. Every camera on the road is like a policeman on the road. It is our eyes and ears. So we can leverage that one. Like he was telling about facial recognition, and so many other technologies are there. We have to leverage all those things. Otherwise, it's difficult to get the ideal situation wherein you have the sufficient. Compared to other metropolitan cities, the Bengaluru city has less stuff, both in terms of number of policemen per lakh of population, which is the yardstick, or even in terms of kilometer wise also. That is area wise also, population wise also. We are the least policemen we are having compared to Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, Calcutta. We are the least. Exact numbers, it is increasing, must be about 14-20% or so, 13-14% it must be, but it is increasing, and they are doing an excellent job.
Do you have any police station run by a woman cop?
There are many police stations.
I mean, apart from that, Al-Sul.
Many are there. There are many police stations. Yeah, many are there. Many traffic police stations are headed by inspectors. Many law and order police stations are headed by inspectors. There are many ACPs who are women. There are DCPs who are women. Now 3 DCPs recently they got transferred. Suman was there, then Sujita was there, Kala Krishnaswamy was there. Then now another DCP has come, Anita. She is a traffic West DCP. So there are many, and they are doing excellent job.
So the figure is 13, you said 13.
I'm not very sure, 13% or 15%. Because we were the late starters. No? Earlier, police was more of a male territory.
No, but always you had women battalions.
It is increasing over the years. It is increasing. It has increased largely.
Sir, we have Makkala Sahayavani and Mahila Sahayavani. Do you see any changes in getting the complaints? Earlier, what you used to get, do you get the same kind of complaints or a different kind of complaint comes in those call centers?
They are the same, I think. I'm not sure what is this thing. Change means what?
Yeah, because technology is changing and many things. Even from joint family to it has become nuclear family. So the problem.
The change, if at all you may say, is that earlier, only the lower strata we used to get these type of complaints. Now even in higher strata also, like many IT professionals, IT couples, many people who have gone for a marriage of their own choice and all that, there are also these kind of differences and these kind of troubles, disturbances, abuse. It is there.
And what about children? Children like Makkala Sahayavani, do you get child labor? I don't think so now. It is much rampant like before.
It is not much rampant, but it is there.
It's there in Bangalore, sir.
It is there.
Do you get enough number of POXO cases in the city?
Do you get means what?
I mean, are more cases?
Yeah, they are
out there, or
reported.
is there a
They are
reduction?
reported. They are reported. No, they are reported. They are there. There are many, a majority of the cases, they are the close ones only generally. Most unfortunate part of it. The relative circle, parents, father abusing the child. So it's a very sickening aspect of policing. One thing which we have not been able to do, but we are aspiring to do, is to make policeman's duty 8-hour shifts. So the day we will do it, I think it will be good. So we are still little away from that goal. Like for example, our Hoysala patrol officers, they work 12 hours a day shift. So many places is 12-hour shift. Many of our officers and staff, they are working for 12 to 15 hours per day. So that is one thing which we need to improve upon. Because ultimately, as you yourselves are mentioning, that rest and relief and recuperation is important for everybody.
But two things I have noticed is that I do not know if it is being reported, but as a citizen I can see till a few years back, till at least last year or year before last, there was a tension around festivals, especially Ganesha and all that. This year I did not see. I mean, I passed these areas, JC Nagar and Munadipalya, but every year we would see those vans and policemen.
Tension on the part of whom? Tension on the part of the
But
police or the
festivals,
public?
no,
Public are never
because
tensed.
it's a kind of-
They enjoy. It's only the police we get tensed because we are worried about
Even the police presence wasn't
the
there
negative
much.
aspect of
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, ignorance is bliss and indifference is utopia. That's what they say. People are ignorant and indifferent to all these things. They are not bothered about this. I don't know on whose faces you saw the tension.
There used to be tension around like Ganesha festival and all. There would be, kind of an alert or something like that.
No, we have to be alert. No
Yeah,
doubt about that
it's
one.
a
We have
good
to.
sign.
We have to
It's
be
a very
alert.
positive sign.
We have to be alert. I mean, then I should check up with my staff why they are whether they are on the field or not.
No, but then it's a very
Because
positive
yes,
sign.
we have to be alert. We have to be cautious, and we have taken all precautionary measures. We started a little early this year. That's probably one of the reasons. We conducted meetings at city level. I attended a meeting along with the Chief Commissioner BBMP. We spoke to all the organizers, all the community leaders. Then at every police station level, at every DCP level, we told that they should conduct a meeting, find out the places where these Ganeshas are being installed and the routes what they are going to take, where they are going to immerse. Like today, there's an important Ganesha immersion procession is there in the east limits. So I was told that everything has to be predetermined and pre-decided. Nothing should be left to any element of chance or surprise. So that is going on. Our officers are there. Yesterday we did a route march. We have been given a RF company in Bengaluru City. So we are on guard. Not that we have. Our present day challenges are three things. One is traffic, the other is cyber, third is drugs. The order you can decide, and whichever way you want you can. Every day, every second, every moment, one or the other new ingenious way of defrauding others will be there. That's why we have started a campaign called Cyber Tip a Day Keeps Fraudsters Away. So every day, this is through FM channels and our social media. Every day we are telling about the new ways of cyber fraud. What are the new things coming up? So it's being carried by some of the FM channels, Akashvani, and it's also put on our social media. So I myself I give details of a particular. Like today I spoke about a new way of credit card fraud, in which they themselves send a mobile phone to you and ask you to insert your SIM card and register through that one. If you do that one, then all your information is gone. So like that, every day, they come up with new this thing. But yes, the Chinese loan app was a big scandal, very big scam, loan app scam. Then this online job fraud, sitting at home, you just click on some YouTube videos and all that, you get lakhs and lakhs of money and all that. So those are some of the simpler ones. There are many advanced type of frauds also. So every day they keep on improving. All that is required is pure sheer common sense. That's all.
Common sense and nothing
That's the
comes
only.
free, sir.
That's the only difference. There is no. That's what I say. There is no free meal in this world. There is no free sex also in this world.
The moment something says it's free.
So because there are many seniors who fall prey to some video call and then some nude girl will be there, and then it is very unfortunate. So that's a no free job, no free meal, no free
Do
sex.
you get cases of child pornography, because this is another area of concern?
Child pornography is a very serious matter, and we are fully seized of it, but then we don't talk about it. We don't
But
want
how
to.
many? I mean,
No,
I
no,
want
no.
to ask you that there are heinous cases in the IPC, but in the IT Act, how do you categorize? Are they categorized as heinous, non-heinous? I mean,
It is a heinous of the heinous crimes.
like child pornography is a very, very serious issue.
Child pornography, online child sexual exploitation. These are the things. Worldwide, there is a huge, contamination, and at the same time, everybody is together in that battle. But we don't talk about it.
Is there mobile addiction in your force?
Mobile addiction.
Yeah, among the policemen.
Yeah.
Mobile addiction.
When the commissioner is addicted, others will.
Positive addiction.
That's a big challenge. Mobile addiction.
It is a challenge, mainly for our traffic policemen. Generally, people complain that they are addicted to mobile. They will be sitting there and watching the mobile and all that. I ask them why you need a cop to tell where to go, how to go, and all that. In Western countries, there is no policeman, but still they follow the traffic rules. Why don't you do the same thing? And it is difficult. 8 hours if you ask somebody to stand on the road, you should stand and see what happens. There are facilities we are given. If you see our chowkis, what we are given, they are quite comfortable. Two or three things which they have: the sunlight, rains, and then pollution, both noise and even air pollution.
Washroom facility.
We are working on that. Washroom facilities, we are working on that. Plus, if you see, we have set up this police assistance booth. It's called Neravu. So they have come up, I think, about 30-40 locations. They have come, another 30 locations it will come. So they are small containers, this thing. They act as police assistance booths, and at the same time it has facilities for the policemen also. There are some bunker beds are there. There is a toilet. There is a overhead water container also. So it's there. Some near KR Circle one is there, and many places it is there. So it's a fully equipped, small kind of a police chowki, and at the same time a policeman's resting place also. So all across the city we have set up about 30 now. Another 30 will come up. Plus we are also planning for a mobile toilet kind of a concept where it can be placed and it can be removed through CSR. Somebody has approached. So we are working on that.
Are hate crimes on the rise, or we see these vigilantes who have access to information because of social media and all, or cow vigilantes like Punit Keren. So do you think these are rising because we have more access to information, or how do the numbers look like?
Hate crimes are increasing because people are more and more becoming intolerable. So they are there. So we are working. The people of Bengaluru City, they are quite enlightened, law-abiding, and cooperative and supportive of the police and the police department. It has been like that throughout the years. Police cannot work in vacuum, unlike the other departments which push the files and all that. People are our main this thing. They are like oxygen. Without that, we cannot function. So whatever technology, whatever this thing, improvements, advances we are getting, I have told my policemen that you should not lose the connect with the people. Ultimately, it is the human interface, it is the human exchange of this thing which builds the rapport. So we are working in that direction, and definitely police people are with us. We are hopeful of that. And as I said, the one single thing, if I were to tell them, is that use your common sense in whatever you are doing. That's the one. To stay away from crime. That's the only this. Be it in the physical world or in the cyber.